Let us work out the ratios of some common angles. Consider this figure with this triangle. So, all this O, B, and C. So this is our x-axis. So it has x units and y units. And this will give us the radius of the circle. Theta is the angle made by the hypotenuse and the adjacent. So let's look at when this angle is equal to 0. What shall we see there? When theta is equal to 0, our radius will just lie on the horizontal. So we shall see there that y will be equal to 0, x will be equal to r. So from this we can establish the ratios for sine 0. Sine 0 degrees is equals to, here sine is opposite all over hypotenuse. This is y all over r. Then what is y? Y is 0 all over r is 0. So sine 0 is equal to 0. Let's get cos. Cos 0 is equals to adjacent all over hypotenuse. This is x all over hypotenuse r. So what is x? X is equal to r, so I have r divided by r is of 1. So cos 0 is equals to 1. Let's work out tan 0. Tan 0 degrees is equals to this theta here. We'll have tan 0 degrees is equals to, tan is opposite all over adjacent. So this is y all over x. What is y? Y is 0. 0 divided by x gives us 0. Tan 0 is equal to 0. Let's use the same figure to work out the ratios when the angle is equal to 90 degrees. When theta is equal to 90 degrees, so this our r is now on the vertical. We should have it there like this. This is x, this is y. Our r is now on y. This is theta. So what do we see here? We find here that x will be equal to 0, y will be equal to r. What is sine 90? Sine 90, sine. You know that sine is opposite all over hypotenuse. So this is y all over r. And what is y? Y is equal to r, so they will have r all over r equals to 1. Sine 90 is equals to 1. What is cos 90? Cos. So we have adjacent, this is x all over hypotenuse r. But x is 0, so we have 0 all over r is equals to 0. Cos 90 is equals to 0. Tan 90 is equal to, so tangent is given by opposite all over adjacent. Opposite, this is y all over adjacent x. And what is y? Y is r and x is 0. This is undefined, infinity. So tan 90 is infinity, undefined. Now let's look for cosec 90. Cosec 90 will be equals to hypotenuse all over opposite. What's the hypotenuse there? R all over y. But y is r, so I'll get r all over r is equals to 1. What are we saying here? Sine 90 equals to 1, cosec 90 is equals to 1. Now, sec 90 is equal to hypotenuse all over adjacent x. But x is equal to 0. So they'll have r all over 0, which gives us infinity. So sec 90 is undefined. Now, cot 90 is equals to adjacent, which is x, all over opposite, which is y. And x is 0. X all over and y is r. So x 0 all over r is equals to 0. Cos 90 is equals to 0. Consider the equilateral triangle given here. Let's say all the sides measure 2 units. So if all the sides are the same, therefore means that all the angles should be the same. Here I shall have 60 degrees and also 60 degrees. Now, if I divide this into 2 in the middle, this will measure 30 and 30 degrees. I can use this triangle to work out the ratios when the angle is 60 degrees and when the angle is 30 degrees. So going by Pythagoras theorem, I'll need to know this side. Here I have, so this and this side also be divided into equal units, so I have the 1 and 1. I can use this triangle to work out the trigonometric ratios when the angle is 60 degrees and when the angle is 30 degrees. Using Pythagoras theorem, I'll need to know this side. So from Pythagoras theorem, I'll say 2 square is equals to what I don't know here, let's call it x square plus 1 square. So 4 is equals to x square plus 1. X square is equals to 4 minus 1. X square is equals to 3. I take square root on both sides. X is equals to square root of 3. That's what I have. Square root of 3. Now from here, let's start with sine. Sine 30. Go by Socatoire. So sine is, this is our angle here, opposite all over hypotenuse. So that I have 1 all over 2. Cos 30 is equals to, this is our angle here, cosine is given by opposite adjacent all over hypotenuse. So that I have this adjacent here, square root of 3 all over 2. Tan 30 is equals to opposite all over adjacent. So this is opposite all over adjacent. This will be 1 all over square root of 3. Now let's look at those ratios when the angle is 60 degrees. Sine 60 is equals to, we are working here. So sine is opposite all over hypotenuse. So they'll have root 3 all over 2. Cos 60. Cos is adjacent all over hypotenuse. This is adjacent all over hypotenuse. that is 1 over 2. Tan 60 is equal to opposite all over adjacent. This is opposite all over adjacent, which is root 3 all over 1, which is equal to root 3. So let's get the other ratios here. I have cosec 30 is equals to hypotenuse, this is 30 here, hypotenuse all over opposite, this is hypotenuse here, this is 2 all over 1. Sec 30 is equals to hypotenuse 2 all over adjacent root 3. Cos 30 is equals to adjacent, this is adjacent all over opposite, so this is root 3 all over 1. Let's get for 60 degrees. Cosec 60 is equal to hypotenuse all over opposite. This is hypotenuse all over opposite. This is 2 all over root 3. Sec 60 is equal to hypotenuse all over adjacent 1. So cot 60 is equal to adjacent all over opposite 1 all over root 3. Evaluate without the use of calculators tan 30 plus sin 60. What is tan 30? This is 1 all over root 3 plus sin 60 root 3 all over 2. Our LCM will be 2 times root 3, so we say 2 root 3. There we have, this goes there, I'm left with 2, this is 2 times 1 plus this goes there, 2 times root 3 times root 3, root 3 times root 3. So this will give us, this is equals to 2 plus 3 all over 2 root 3 is equal to 5 all over 2 root 3. So for now we'll leave the answer like this. Let's now work out the ratios when the angle is 45 degrees. Consider the right isosceles triangle as follows. We have O, B, C. This is 90 degrees, here 45 degrees, and here 45 degrees. So these two sides are equal. Yeah, let's give this 1 unit and this also 1 unit. So what is this longest side? Hypotenuse. By Pythagoras theorem, we say that h square is equals to 1 square plus 1 square. H square is equals to 1 plus 1. H square is equals to 2. Take square root on both sides. H is equals to root 2. Now, sine 45 degrees is equal to opposite all over hypotenuse is 1 all over root 2. Cos 45 is equals to adjacent all over hypotenuse 1 all over root 2. Tan 45 is equals to opposite all over adjacent. This is 1 all over 1 is equals to 1. What is cosec 45? Hypotenuse, that is root 2 all over opposite 1 is equal to root 2. Sec 45 is equal to hypotenuse root 2 all over adjacent 1 equals to root 2. Cot 45 is equals to adjacent all over opposite. So 1 all over 1 is equals to 1. Without the use of tables or calculators, find the values of the following. Cos 45 plus tan 30. What is cos 45? This is 1 all over root 2 plus tan 30. Tan 30 is equals to 1 all over root 3. What's our LCM here? This is root 2 times root 3. Yeah, we'll have root 3 plus root 2. So answer there is root 3 plus root 2 all over root 2 root 3. Now let's get the value of sine square 30 minus 1. So what is sine 30? Sine 30 is equals to half square minus 1. This is 1 all over 4 minus 1. That's our LCM here. 4. We have there 1 minus this 1 over 1. 1 goes there 4 times. So this is 1 minus 4. This is minus 3 all over 4. Let's look for tan square 45 plus cos square 45. Tan square of 45 actually means tan 45 all square plus cos 45 all square. What is tan 45? It's equals to 1. So this is 1 square plus cos 45. 1 all over square root of 2 all square. So this is equals 1 plus 1 all over 2. This is equals to 1.5 or 3 all over 2. In a similar way, work out the following problems. We are going to look at a simple trick to work out the trigonometric ratios of common angles. So I start by drawing a reflection on my hand. So this is my hand. Place this angle here. This is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and here 90 degrees. I want to look at the trigonometric ratios sine, cosine, and tangent. Now, for the numerator, I have to take the square root of the numbers of fingers, and the denominator is 2. So here, let's say sine 0. This will give me, how many fingers do I have in front of this finger? 0, yeah. So there's 0 divided by 2. This gives me 0. Sine 0 is equal to 0. What about cos 0? I take the number of fingers behind this finger here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is square root of 4 divided by 2. This will give us 2 all over 2 equals 1. Cos 0 is equals to 1. And to get, so from these two we can easily get tan. Let's work out sine 30. Sine 30 is equals to, I have this finger here. How many fingers do I have in front? This is 1, so I'll say square root of 1 divided by 2. This is equals to 1 all over 2. What is cos 30? Cos 30 is equals to 1, 2, 3. This is root 3 all over 2. Let's look at sine 45 degrees. This is 45 degrees here. I have 1, 2. That is square root of 2 all over 2. Cos 45. This will be equals to 1, 2. So square root of 2 all over 2. Now, what is sine 60? Sine 60 is equals to 1, 2, 3, which is square root of 3 all over 2. Cos 60 is equal to 1 square root all over 2, which is equals to half. Let's look at sine 90 is equals to, this is 90 here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is square root of 4 divided by 2, which is equal to 2 all over 2 equals to 1. What about cos 90? Cos 90 is equals to, there's no finger there, so 0 divided by 2 equals to 0. So with this simple trick, you can get out the ratios of common angles like 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90 degrees. To get out the tangents, we just divide sine all over cosine. So to get tan 45 will give us root 2 all over 2 divided by root 2 all over 2, which becomes root 2 all over 2 times 2 all over root 2. So this will cancel, equals 1. If I want to get tan 30, this will be equals to half divided by root 3 all over 2, which is equals to half times 2 all over root 3, which will equals to 1 all over root 3. So the use of this trick is to help us come out with the ratios of these angles without the use of calculators.